Mitzi Gaynor, 1931, 2024. Honoring her life, legacy, and last years as a bright star of Hollywood's golden age, Mitzi Gaynor was the brilliant personification of joy, movement, and technicolor appeal. She was more than just an actress, singer, or dancer. Her combination of skill, charm, humor, and accuracy lit up the screen for decades. Even when the studio system changed and musical films lost their prominence, Mitzi Gaynor continued to be a symbol of grace, power, and passionate performance. She was one of the greatest performers to emerge during Hollywood's golden era. Fans, coworkers, and entertainment historians lamented not only the loss of a performer, but also the end of a chapter in Hollywood history when Mitzi Gaynor's death was confirmed on the 17th of October 2024, at the age of 93. In an effort to preserve privacy, her family chose not to make the cause of death public. But her enormous influence across generations is still undeniable. This is the complete account of her life, ascent, artistic endeavors, and enduring legacy. In contrast to external causes like accidents, homicide, or suicide, natural causes refers to deaths brought on by internal, non-violent factors like illness or old age. Heart disease, cancer, stroke, and organ failure are typical instances. Although it can also refer to fatalities in younger people from internal illnesses, like a brain aneurysm or a persistent illness, the phrase is frequently used when there is no obvious exterior cause of death. More than just the end of a life, Mitzi Gaynor's passing signifies the end of an era in entertainment that was characterized by color, movement, and pure delight. She was one of the last genuine stars, sculpted by the studio system, refined by Hollywood's bright lights, and lifted by unteachable ability. She was vivid, bright, and utterly enthralling to audiences for generations. Her movies filled living rooms with warmth and joy. Her dance, glitz, and reckless inventiveness captivated viewers in her television programs. Whether on large film sets or small stages, her performances showed that she was an artist who put her all into her work. Mitzi Gaynor did more than just act. She embraced life with each step, note, and smile. By commemorating her, we pay tribute to both her extraordinary career and the spirit she embodied. Long after the heyday of musicals had passed, she gracefully adjusted to the changes in Hollywood and found new ways to shine. Even in her 90s, she continued to be charming, funny, and heartfelt, a lady whose presence could still make a room shine. She cherished privacy in her later years, as evidenced by her family's decision to keep her cause of death a secret. But there's no need to explain what she left behind. The songs she sung, the movies she lit, the joy she brought to the world, and the laughter she inspired are all testaments to her legacy. We honor a life that spanned decades and impacted millions as we bid Mitzi Gaynor farewell. Her spirit continues to shine in the hearts of those who loved her, even if the curtain has fallen. Her light never goes out, but her narrative does. A star is born. Francesca Marlene de Czanyi, von Gerber's formative years. Mitzi Gaynor was born in Chicago, Illinois, on the 4th of September 1931. Her name, Francesca Marlene de Czanyi von Gerber, is as majestic as her future. Her father was a musician, and her mother was a dancer. Thus, she grew up in a creative home. Not only was performance emphasized, but it was ingrained in the family. During her childhood, her family relocated to Los Angeles, putting her in close proximity to Hollywood's thriving entertainment sector. She inherited a natural talent for rhythm, movement, and stage presence from her artistically talented parents. She began giving professional performances in stage plays and ballet companies by the time she was in her teens. Even then, there was no denying her skill. She was a precise dancer with a contagious appeal, with a unique blend of spontaneity and discipline. Hollywood quickly became aware of this, making history in the studio era. The studio system continued to flourish in the early 1950s. Under long-term contracts, young actors were developed into flawless on-screen personas. At the age of 17, Mitzi Gaynor got a contract with 20th Century Fox and debuted in the movie My Blue Heaven, 1950. Her versatility was demonstrated in her early films, We're Not Wed, 1952, Broadway's Bloodhounds, 195-21953, Down Among the Sheltering Palms, No Business is Like the Show Business, 1954. In these parts, Gaynor proved that she was a complete performer rather than just a dancer or vocalist. Her voice, her exuberant performances, and her ability to brighten a setting just by entering there were enough to compel attention. She stood out for her natural physicality, emotion, and timing. She had the ability to be simultaneously glitzy, humorous, elegant, and self-assured. However, one movie would permanently define her career. The part that completed her legacy in South Pacific, 1958. Producers needed an actress to play Ensign Nellie Forbush in Rodgers and Hammerstein's South Pacific, a part that required comedy, tenderness, innocence, and irresistible charisma. The ideal match was Mitzi Gaynor. She gave a legendary performance in South Pacific. She sang with emotion and clarity. Her presence was powerful as she danced. Her portrayal of Nellie was genuine and endearing. Her rendition of "I'm Gonna Wash That Man Right Out of My Hair" went viral right away. She gained international recognition and solidified her position as one of Hollywood's top musical stars thanks to the film's enormous commercial success. Mitzi Gaynor, one of the final great classic musical performances of the Golden Age, is still associated with South Pacific today. The queen of TV commercials. Many actors found it difficult to adjust when Hollywood musicals started to fade in the 1960 seconds. However, Mitzi Gaynor changed herself, which is what great artists do. With a string of amazing, Emmy-winning musical programs, she ruled television. Mitzi, 1968. Mitzi, What's Not Hot, and What Is in the 1920 Seconds? Mitzi ruined Mitzi, honoring the American housewife, grand shows, ornate costumes, and intricate choreography were all part of these specials. She gained notoriety for her elegant flair and high-energy performances, and her comedic timing and stage presence frequently drew comparisons to the likes of Lucille Ball and Carol Burnett. Her career was expanded beyond film by television, which enabled her to continue giving top-notch performances for decades. The heart of a performer and the discipline of a dancer, Mitzi Gaynor had a remarkable work ethic. The easy grace that viewers witnessed was the result of a lifetime of instruction conditioning practice, perfectionism, artistic emphasis. She once stated, "You're not performing if you're not perspiring." She brought an unparalleled level of discipline from her ballet training to everything she worked on, including stage musicals, television specials, and Las Vegas productions. She demonstrated that artistry has no age restrictions by continuing to perform live far into her 60s. Personal life, a stable and love-based marriage. In 1954, Mitzi Gaynor wed publicist and talent agent Jack Bean. A Hollywood rare, their union lasted until Bean's passing in 2006. Mutual respect and support were the cornerstones of their partnership. Bean always encouraged her to pursue new opportunities and helped steer her career through shifting eras. Despite never having children, the couple's time together was filled with travel, cooperation, and artistic engagement. She was profoundly impacted by his death, but she carried on publicly honoring their love for the rest of her life. Late life notoriety and persistent impact. Mitzi Gaynor saw a resurgence of admiration in her senior years. She received the following honors. A look back at her movies, attending festivals of old films, a one-woman performance, acknowledgement from musical theater companies, and the Academy. Younger generations renewed interest in her work after finding it online. 2020. She received the Legend Award from the Oscars in recognition of her significant contribution to musical film. Fans continued to characterize her into her 80s as sharp, funny, chic, warm, vivacious. Her spirit was bright, her wit was sharp, and her voice remained powerful. Her last years, peace, silence, and introspection. Mitzi Gaynor chose a life of seclusion and tranquility as she grew older and moved away from the spotlight. She kept close relationships with artists, dancers, personal friends, and former Hollywood co-workers who loved her. She died on the 17th of October 2024 at the age of 93. As is typical for both private individuals and public personalities, her family did not reveal the reason of death. Many assume natural causes at her age, but no public claim may be made without an official announcement, and the family's decision must be honored. Her vivid, lovely, and cheerful life is what mattered most, not how she passed away. Mitzi Gaynor's legacy. Mitzi Gaynor's legacy is characterized by dance prowess, magnificent vocal performances, charm and humor, Hollywood glitz, Nellie Forbush's legendary role, TV specials that push boundaries, a lifetime of ongoing reinvention. With a unique grace, she connected the realms of live performance, musical theater, film, and television. Her influence is still felt today. Dancers, performers, choreographers, film historians, fans of vintage musicals. Her departure genuinely signifies the end of an era, as she was one of the final live icons of Hollywood's musical rebirth. Mitzi Gaynor will never go out of style throughout her career. Mitzi Gaynor celebrated joy, dance, and musical genius. She gave the world memorable performances for decades, from her early days as a ballet dancer to her ascent to fame as a Hollywood musical star. Her films, songs, television specials, and impact will endure for generations. But her death in 2024 closes a treasured chapter in entertainment history. Her personality made her unforgettable, but her grin, energy, humor, and unmistakable brilliance made her a celebrity. The light of Mitzi Gaynor will never go out. She achieved cinematic fame through dancing.